I'm dating coach and relationship expert Jennifer Hurwitz, and welcome to Doing Relationships Right. Raw, authentic, and insightful, this podcast is a no bullshit look at all things dating and relationships. The good, the not so good, and the what the hell was that? No worries, I've got you, and we'll figure it all out together without taking ourselves too seriously here on Doing Relationships Right. Okay, y'all, we need to talk about the holidays and divorce. It's a stressful time for families, especially when alcohol is involved, and our friends at SoberLink want to help. SoberLink has teamed up with divorce and family law experts to provide information that offers peace of mind during the holidays. For those who still haven't heard about SoberLink, it is the solution if you are going through a divorce and custody case involving alcohol. Whether you are falsely accused of alcohol use or are concerned about your child's safety because of the other parent's alcohol use, SoberLink can help. SoberLink works to keep children safe, and its technology makes it a gold standard in alcohol monitoring systems. Don't miss out on SoberLink's free guide for the upcoming holiday season. Request it today at www.soberlink.com/DRR. That's soberlink.com. Good morning. Good morning. This is Doing Relationships Right. I'm Jennifer Hurwitz. I'm your host. Yeah, every Tuesday I'm here. I'm here every Tuesday, and sometimes on Fridays if I feel like it. But if you're watching today, I have a very handsome guy in the studio with me today. But if you're listening, you can't see him yet, but it's Michael Kaye, and he's kind of famous. Michael, you're kind of famous. I have to be honest. I'm a little excited. I have to take a deep breath. Michael Kaye is the head of, are you sitting down, guys? The head of global communications at OkCupid. This is like huge for me because I have to tell you, Michael, that OkCupid started my dating career back in when I got divorced in 2014. It was the first online dating site that I actually used. And so I know you guys have been around a long time, 20 years, right?
20 years? We're one of the OGs.
You're an OG. I got the OG in the house. I mean, this is very exciting for me. So not only are you the head of global communications, but you have some other really good things going on in your world that I find very, just amazing. I think you're a good human on top of it all. First of all, you're at NYU and you're teaching.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. You're teaching communications?
Yes. I've been teaching for about 4 years now. I started in 2018.
That's amazing. That's great. That's cool. So my kid, not to talk about my kid here, but my kid is at Newhouse.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, in communications. So can you ever go over there and teach? They would love to have you too, I'm sure.
Oh, after this episode, let's connect me with your child. I would love to chat.
Oh my God. Let's forget that. Anyway, but also the LGBTQ community loves you and you do such amazing things. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm on the board of governors for the Human Rights Campaign as well.
I love that. That makes me happy. And I think that OkCupid is really a great site because you do a lot of stuff for, I like how you have like the definitions of everything and you explain to everybody what everything, I think that's amazing.
Yeah. That's honestly what drew me into this role at this company was its commitment to inclusivity. And well before it was trendy, they started doing this work in 2004.
That's amazing because a lot of them don't. And a lot of, I think they're getting better. I think a lot of the sites are getting better. Do you agree?
Yes.
But you were one of the first.
I think we've been the first to introduce so many features and we've seen other people other apps take note and introduce similar features. And we take that as the biggest compliment. If we can be those drivers in creating a more inclusive dating space online, that's a title we're proud to have.
Absolutely. I think that's amazing. It's hard because a lot of us just, not me, but a lot of people just don't understand it and they need to. It needs to be more, everyone needs to be inclusive, right? I mean, absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk dating. So of course my listeners are like taking their pencils out and they're taking their notes out and they're making, because people hate online dating, Michael. They hate it.
It's hard.
It's
hard. We hear that all the time. Dating is a job. It is literally a part-time job. Sometimes it's a full-time job. Dating's tough. It's not easy.
It's not easy. So what can my listeners, what can my people, what can we do? We're a little bit older, I think, but I like the demographic that you guys, you're everywhere. I think that you're widespread. I tell my clients, OkCupid is, I've got to be honest, before I even knew you were coming on my show, it's one of my top 5. So my clients, and the reason I like OkCupid, if I can toot your horn for a minute, is I think that you have a lot of the intake, a lot of the questions. People are like, it takes so long. But you know what? If you're doing the work on your side, that means the other person is doing the work on their side. So you're getting the matches. You actually take time to answer the questions. Am I right?
Yes. That's one thing I love about OkCupid is that our app is designed to bring in a higher intent dater. We do not allow you to upload one photo and your name and start meeting people. We want you to fill out some prompts. You have to answer at least 15 of our matching questions, and you can skip around on the questions. So there's not a single question on our app that's mandatory. So answer the questions that feel most important or relevant to you, but we make you do the work because we want to show you to other people who are serious about dating and aren't going to waste your time.
I think dating intentionally is a big thing right now. Like you can't just show up with a picture and expect to find a match. And I think a lot of people feel like that's what, that's easy and they want to do that and they want it. It's not the case. Even on like other sites, I don't want to mention, but even the swiping sites, it's not so much swiping anymore. You have to do the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would say the first area that people need to work on is their profile.
Okay, let's talk about that. Do you mind?
Yeah, of course. I have a handful of tips that I give people. The complaint I hear from daters all the time is I have no idea what to write on this. And I would encourage you to ask for help. Like, ask your friends, ask your family, ask your children, your coworkers. We're always asking our friends about a caption on Instagram or what photo we should post. So why wouldn't you ask people for help when creating a dating profile? And chances are those people know you best. I don't know about you, but it's really awkward for me to sometimes talk about myself, but your friends love talking about you. So have them help you fill out your profile, especially the prompts. And speaking of prompts, the biggest turnoff I see from people is when I'm looking on dating apps for my friends, I help them swipe all the time. And I always come across profiles from people that say, swipe left if. And that is just so negative.
Not so negative.
Like, that's your first impression, and you're telling someone everything you don't like. So instead of focusing on what your deal breakers are, which I think it's very important to have those in mind, but instead focus on your deal makers. So what is going to make you swipe right on someone? Why do you want someone to swipe right on you? Try shining a light on those positive things.
I love that. And I tell my clients all the time, stop with the negativity. No one wants a negative Nelly or Nate or anybody.
No.
They just want to have fun and a good time. And you're absolutely right. And people do that. They say, swipe left if you're looking for a hookup. It's like, you're absolutely right. What else you got? I'm going to stop talking. My listeners are like, stop talking, Jen.
So one of the things we learned is that saying hi or hello or hey has the highest chance of being ignored. So when you're creating a profile, think about what someone can respond to. So when you're filling out these different prompts, I always tell people make lists, like create a list of books you're reading right now, or the songs that are on one of your Spotify playlists, or the vacations that you still want to go on. People, especially guys, really need help with that first message. And if they read that you're a chill, laid back woman looking for a man, they have no idea how to respond to that. So put stuff on your profile that's going to make it easy for guys to ask you about. So everything you put on your profile, from a sentence or two to a photo, make sure it's something that people can respond to and it's a conversation starter.
Absolutely. That's huge. I think that's huge. And I know that a lot of the sites, like you can have a bio, but with OkCupid, you have prompts. Correct?
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So we have a mix of both. You'll have a space where you can do like about me. But then we also have different questions that you can respond to, as well as all of our matching questions that you can see how someone else responded to, which I find really interesting.
I do too. I think that's great. And then as far as like at the end of your bio, do you suggest like writing a question that someone has to answer? I like my clients to do that sometimes, like, enough about me, but what do you like on your pizza, pineapple or whatever? And I feel like that gives them, a lot of guys just have no idea what to write back. So the girls are struggling with, hey, beautiful. Hey, baby. Hey, and I'm like, and you're right. They're like, I'm not going to date a guy that just writes back, hey, baby. You're so right. It's very interesting.
I feel like we're the same person. So I was helping one of my friends with her dating profile recently, and she answered a prompt that must have been about like your favorite food or something like that. And she wrote, I think, like penne alla vodka. And
that's my favorite.
Like, can you review my, like, how I'm responding? And I was like, well, this is great, but why don't you reframe this into a question and add on a question about like, where's your favorite place to grab pasta in Manhattan? Because she lives here in Manhattan. And she told me a week later that has become the most replied to prompt on her profile because it's a question that guys are now reaching out and saying, oh, I love this place. I love that place. Let's go.
It's my favorite. I tell my clients all the time, I'm like, just save what's your favorite place to go? What's your favorite spot? It's so much easier to start a conversation that way than like a closed yes or no answer. Like no one's going to answer that. It's just a conversation starter. It's so good. Okay. What else? I love this. This is awesome. I'm like, yes, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right.
Another conversation starter that you can leverage is your photos. So I know we all love a selfie. I'm so guilty. I literally took a selfie minutes before we jumped on this chat to let people know that we were talking. So I'm definitely pro selfie. But when you're uploading your dating profile, ditch the selfies and show who you are, what you're interested in. If you're a runner, take a photo at a marathon. If you love music, upload a photo of you at a concert. This gives someone a chance to reply to you and say, ooh, I also love Taylor Swift. What's your favorite album? Or I'm also a runner. Have you done a half marathon yet? Or have you done a 5K? Do you have any runs coming up? You have to give people something to work off of so that you're not getting a million messages of, hi, what's up?
How do you feel about like professional, but not professional? Like the new thing now is, and I've plugged Saskia a million times, but there's a amazing website and she does these amazing, they're like storytelling. And they're like the most beautiful, like, and they're professional, but you can't really even tell because she's actually taking pictures of you doing yoga and like out running and, playing guitar. And it's like, but it's like, it tells a story. Do you think I love it. I think it's cool.
I love it. Yeah. I would say that with your photos, make sure they're not too professional, all of them, because then what people are going to look at is, wait, is this a catfish? Because these are all professional photos. So like mix it up a little bit.
Totally.
That would be my only warning for that.
I know that is a little scary, especially when they don't fill out the whole thing. And it's like, we could go there for days. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I wanted to ask you, as far as you have something on OkCupid that I don't know if other people have, that I wanted to ask you about. If you don't, we're kind of jumping around. What is your photo messaging? I'm not on, I'm seeing someone, so I'm not on the app right now, but photo messaging is different. I don't think everyone has that.
Not everyone has it. So we just introduced that this year.
Yeah. 2022.
And you can now send photos to people that you are chatting with. And just to keep everyone comfortable and safe, these photos are actually going to be blurred when you first receive them. And then you can take an extra action by clicking it to unblur the photo.
That's awesome.
Sometimes there are photos that maybe are not work appropriate.
Oh, there you go. Look at you guys thinking of that's very smart. You have some other new things in 2022 too. I think I just read an article about you guys. You did something else that was something amazing. What was it? Oh, selfie verifications.
Yes, that is rolling out soon, which I'm super excited about.
Tell us. Am I allowed to talk about it?
Yes, of course. So basically, we will let people get verified on our app by taking a selfie, and it helps us show other daters that yes, who you are seeing on the profile is exactly who this person is. And it's just another step we're taking to make sure all our daters feel safe and feel secure and feel comfortable and welcomed on the app. So there's a lot happening on the app on the product side. We also just translated our app into like nearly a dozen different languages.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's global, everybody. That's amazing. Yeah. It's so interesting what you guys can do. And I feel like I get so frustrated when I have new clients or people reach out to me on Instagram or DM me and they're like, I've been online dating forever and it sucks and I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, y'all, there's something wrong. You're not, I'm trying to be nice. And I'm like, you're doing it wrong. Like, you're just doing it wrong. Like I found my boyfriend for 6 years on Match. Like you can do it. People tell me all the time, I met him on OkCupid. I found him on Hinge. There's something, right?
There absolutely is. We know online dating works. About 3 million people on OkCupid actually said that they already know someone who is married to a person that they met on a dating app.
3 million.
Like you, yeah. So like you, we get complaints all the time from daters. And I always like to get to the core of where this complaint is coming from. So if someone comes to me and they say, online dating sucks, I'm so tired of it, the dates go nowhere, I ask them, okay, what part about it are you disliking right now? And I hear a lot that people have conversations that are not resulting in an in-person date. So I always ask them, have you made any effort to move the conversation off of the app? You can't be shy on these dating apps. When I was on dating apps and I felt a connection with someone, I would say something like, this is so cheesy, but I'd be like, oh, this app is killing my battery. Here's my number. And I move the conversation.
I think we are the same person.
Yeah. And like it worked. We actually ask our daters about this. On our app, 30% of OkCupid daters want to move the conversation off the app ASAP.
Me too.
And 53% want to move to text the second they agree on plans with someone. So you have to make sure that you are moving the conversation along semi-quickly. And there's a CTA, there's some call to action at the end. Is it getting coffee? Is it going for a walk in the park? Is it dinner? Is it drinks? Whatever it is, you just can't keep going on with, hey, what's up? How's your day? For days on end.
Textationship. That's what I call it. A textationship. You can't just keep doing it. It's like a textationship. Then it's a situationship. And I think, well, maybe you'll let me know what you think. I'd love your opinion. Do you think it's because women are scared, that they're nervous to meet, that they think it's too soon? And so they're vetting this person longer. But then I'm like, at least get on a video call. At least do something.
I was just going to say, definitely do what makes you comfortable. Do not ever feel rushed to do something that you're not ready for. But to your point, and I did this with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
When we first started talking, I jumped on a phone call with him. We FaceTimed before I even met him in person.
Right.
And that's when I knew, okay, I'm comfortable with him. I've seen his face. I've talked to him. This is someone I'm interested in meeting up with in person. So don't feel rushed to like meet up with a stranger 10 minutes after you started talking to them, but hear their voice, see their face. It's totally fine to have a FaceTime date first, especially over the after the pandemic. We're all pros at video chat.
Absolutely. And I tell everybody, I'm like, look, just move. I'm the same as you, progression, like, but you can't be texting on the app for 3 weeks. You come to me and you're like, it never goes anywhere. I'm like, well, exactly the same as you. It's not going anywhere because you're sitting on the app, putzing around.
Yeah. And during that, time that you were texting with them, they could have had a third, fourth date with someone already.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're so right. Yeah. It's very interesting because the negativity, you're right, it's coming from somewhere. And I think that when you are able to get to the core of it and see where it is, obviously I have way more access to people than I do, but you're right. That's where it's coming from. People are getting frustrated and then they're done.
Totally. And you have to be in the mindset for it.
Absolutely.
If you are not everyone thinks that because I work at a dating app that I want everyone to be dating online 24/7. But if you're not in the mindset to date, guess what? Don't date, delete the app or just don't go on it. Take time to be yourself, by yourself, with friends, whatever you want to do. But when you're ready, we're here, but only when you're ready.
And I think it's also not fair, not only to yourself, but to the people on the app and the people you're dating, because if you're not ready and you're putting that negativity out there and then you meet someone and you're not really ready, it's like, it's hard. Dating is hard. It really is.
It is.
I feel like,
you and I know it better than anyone else.
Right?
This is our job.
It is our job. I know I'm writing my next book. I wrote 3 in my final book and I'm writing about dating after divorce. And I'm like, this is really, it's a job. Like it is just, I'm thinking, it's hard. I just feel bad. I feel bad. So, but then I'm like, I want to be positive at the same time. So I'm like, you're a cheerleader and I'm like, you can do it. But it's one of those things. Got any more tips? I'm going to stop talking. What else you got?
Oh, this is a big one.
Oh, good.
All the time, and it's so cringy. Do not create your dating profile and then completely forget about it. We update Facebook every single week. We update Instagram every single week. We're updating our LinkedIn all the time. If you're on Twitter, you're posting all the time. Do not create your dating profile and say, oh, I'm good. Because what happens is I come across people's profiles and I'm reading their bios or their prompts, and it says something like, can't wait for this new show. And that new show is 3-4 years old at this point. And that shows me they're not really taking this seriously. They don't really care about what they're putting out there. So switch it up. I recommend every 2 to 3 weeks. That does not mean you need to create a brand new profile every 2 to 3 weeks. So don't get overwhelmed, but maybe swap one of your photos or change a sentence or two in your bio or respond to a different prompt. These don't have to be like major rehauls. And this is a secret for just you and maybe all your listeners.
Okay, guys.
When you update your profile, it actually tricks the algorithm. The app gets confused and it thinks you're a new user. And it starts to show you to a lot more people because it says, oh, this person's creating a profile, they're new, and it pushes you out to even more daters. So you'll have even more options. So it's so beneficial to you.
That's the best secret ever.
Right?
I want to tell you that like somebody told me, and you'll correct me, that if you go off the app and you reload your phone, I'm like, And it's just okay to just revamp it, right? You don't have to go off the app and come back on.
No, some people will create, delete their profile and then create it again. And that is just, who wants to do that?
That's cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
We don't have time for that.
No, I don't. No, I do not. I do not have time. Okay. That is the greatest thing ever. But wait a minute. There's something else I was just going to ask you too. Can we talk really quickly? Do you have time to stay for a couple more minutes?
Yes.
About the hookup culture? Oh, no, cuffing season too. We have to talk about that too. Do you mind?
Yes.
My listeners, okay, good. A lot of my listeners have no idea what cuffing season is because we're old. You're young and cool, but I'm not saying we're not cool. No, I'm a little, I try to be cool, but a lot of my listeners is they're like, Jennifer, what the hell is cuffing season? And I'm like, y'all need to get with the program. I did a reel and I got all these DMs and they were like, we don't even know what that is. Can you tell us what's going on? Because cuffing season is changing a little bit this year. I think the season is a little shifting. It's a little.
Yeah. So cuffing season happens every year. Sometimes it happens a couple of times a year, but it's typically synonymous with around fall time leading into the winter. So what happens is, once spring hits and it starts to get a little bit warmer, so many people are like, oh, I want to be single. I want to have a great summer. I just want to date around and meet new people. But once the weather starts to get a little bit cooler, people want to be in a relationship. And in the back of their minds are all these winter holidays, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and they don't want to be alone for those pretty big moments out of the year. And I was actually just talking with our data experts at OkCupid. We love, love, love data here. And OkCupid's data experts actually predict that Sunday, November 6th, is going to be the official kickoff to cuffing season. And we are expecting to see the biggest spikes in matching happening between Halloween and Thanksgiving, with roughly 25% jumps in matches at the highest points during that period. So September and October is when you really want to make sure your dating profile is in tip-top shape, because we're about to enter boom dating season. I'm not a sports person, but I would compare this to the Super Bowl of dating. I hear Super Bowl's a big thing. So we'll just run with that. I'm like, is that basketball? I'm not sure. I think it happens in February. I have no idea.
I call them costumes, not uniforms. I'm like, their costumes are fabulous. I love them. The green ones. I'm the same way. I'm like, the green duck ones are a little bit too green for me. They don't really, okay. Anyways, we're off topic. But yeah, because this is Super Bowl. So everybody, listeners, listen to me. Let's call me up and let's fix your profiles and get your shit together. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You have to download OkCupid. You have to go to Jennifer. She is going to set you up for success. And then after you do that, you're going to come to me. You're going to email, this is just for your listeners, subscriptions at okcupid.com. After you create your OkCupid profile for free, we are a free app. And if you email that email address and let them know that you heard our episode on doing relationships right, we are actually going to upgrade you to OkCupid Premium on us. So no one has an excuse now. We just took away any excuses you could possibly have.
I'm in shock and I cannot even believe it, because listeners, you have no excuse right now. None. Because you're going to get OkCupid, the upgrade. And I always tell my clients, you guys can't be on the free is not working. No, we need to be intentional. We need to show that we want this. We need to upgrade. So this is the upgrade, y'all, that you are getting for free from Michael Kaye. This is huge.
Yeah. This is
so sweet.
This is Michael and Jennifer's gift to you for the holiday.
Oh, it's a holiday gift. Oh my gosh. Everybody needs to download OkCupid ASAP. Even if you're thinking about dating, if you're not really ready to date, but you're thinking, just upload, just get OkCupid and, let's do it. And it's one of my favorites. And I'm telling you, it's in my book. I think it's like Basheret.
Yeah.
It's like Kismet, because I didn't even know you were coming here.
There's a reason we've been around for 18 years.
Yes.
If we're not doing our job well, we would not have been around for almost 2 decades. No. There is a reason that we are still here and we're getting bigger and bigger.
Oh my God. So cuffing season, it's just really, you know what? Wait, there's something else, but cuffing season has a sister or brother, doesn't it? It's like something the opposite. There's another term.
There's so many dating terms.
I know. I have a glossary in my book.
There's so a ton. Excited. It's the opposite. I would assume it's around spring, summertime.
Yes. But you know what? I have a question about cuffing season. Is it I read that it's like a kind of a situationship that people need to understand when they're going into it, that it's going to end. So don't get so serious about it. Is that true?
Cuffing season?
Yeah.
I would say a lot of relationships tend to last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because think about it. Yeah. I tell this to my boyfriend all the time. Once I buy him a Christmas gift, I'm like, okay, I locked you in. till December. Like we're in. And then my birthday's in January. So I'm like, okay, I'm with you till January now. And then before he can like get annoyed with me, I'll buy him a Valentine's Day
Yes.
gift.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, now you got to stay with me to mid-February. And then, and you know, February comes around and Valentine's Day is gone. And I'm like, listen, I get good gifts and your birthday's during the summer. So you might as well just stick it out till then. And we've been doing this circle for over 8 years. That's the secret sauce, people.
It's called calendarizing.
Bribe with gifts and spread out these gifts throughout the year.
And make sure that you find someone that doesn't have a birthday that's like close to Christmas, because that you want to make sure that you can monopolize on this.
Yes. No, we want summer babies. Summer.
Oh, you do. I have I have a June baby, a Gemini. It's a little bit weird. I'm not sure about him, but try not to get those June babies. But it's like, I have all June in my life. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. But yeah. Oh my God. Summer babies. Summer babies. Oh, it's so, look at this. It's so exciting. This is like the best. Wait, cuffing season. And there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Oh, the hookup culture. Do you have time to stay for a couple more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. The hookup culture that's happening now with the younger peeps, that they're like, things are changing and it's not so much hooking up. They're more like my kid. Both my kids have girlfriends and I'm like, ew, why do you have girlfriends? You're so young. Stop that. But they really like to be in love.
Yes. It's actually one of the biggest trends we've seen that was probably one of the ones that surprised me most, because I feel like in general, society always pegs hookup culture on the youngest people. They're always saying it's the, college students and recent college graduates that are just hooking up all the time. And that's actually not what we're seeing with Gen Z. We're seeing Gen Z, out of all the demographics on our app, be the least likely to be going on random hookups and the most likely to be looking for a long-term meaningful relationship. They're actually saying, I actually don't want to get intimate with you until we're going on a few dates, we're, really connecting, and I know that you're super compatible to me, that we have the same views, that we're aligned on the biggest issues like Black Lives Matter and climate change and marriage equality and reproductive rights. So it's actually it's really sweet to see. This is a trend I'm totally here for. And there's nothing wrong with, if you just want to hook up with someone, if it's mutual and you're both on the same page, absolutely go for it. But it's really nice to see that Gen Z is like, that's not top of mind for me. Who you are as a person is most important. I absolutely love it. My kids are both like that. They're really into the whole, they want to know who you are. They're really into like having deep conversations, and both of them are really empathetic, and they're boys. And you don't expect that, but now it's happening. And I hear them talking to their friends about real issues, and it's amazing. And my son is rushing, right, this whole pledge crap, but he found a fraternity, and he says to me, Mom, they have real conversations. Like they talk about real shit. And I'm like, wow, like we wanted to know who had the best parties. Like that was our thing back in, at Michigan State. We're like, but he's like really into like finding deep connections with people, which I love. It's really cool. That's a great stat. I love that one. That's good. So we'll wrap up on that, because I don't want to keep you all, I could keep you all day, but I'm just so glad you were here. I appreciate it so much. So explain one more time to my listeners what OkCupid is going to do and how we're going to have just one more time so everybody can hear. Yeah. So all you have to do is go to your app store, download OkCupid for free. Make sure you do it for free. We are a completely free app. And then you will email after you create your profile. That's a big thing. It has to be once your profile is completed. You'll email subscriptions@okcupid.com. Let them know where you heard us, and we will upgrade you to OkCupid Premium just in time for cuffing season. Just in time for cuffing season. Find your little love bunny that you're going to snuggle with for Hanukkah and everything, and Christmas. And I love it. I love it. This is awesome. Michael, thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much and sharing your time and space with me. Thank you so much for having me. This is the best time. Best meeting of the week. Oh, yay. I'm so happy. And if you ever need anything from me, please don't hesitate to ask. Reach out. And listeners, I hope this was valuable to you, is valuable to me. And I'm going to take it. I was taking notes, the whole time. And do something fabulous for yourself today. I don't know. Do something. I'm gonna go get some hair extensions or something. Who knows? I know something. So that's that. And you can find me, JenniferHurwitz.com. You know this. And I'm all over the place doing relationships right. Just go and do them. And that's it. So peace, love, and so much truth. Bye, y'all. Hey, thanks for listening to Doing Relationships Right. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the show, subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast episodes. And please grab my books, One Happy Divorce and Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, on my website, JenniferHurwitz.com. And look out for my new book, all about doing dating right, coming soon. As usual, thanks for listening. See you next week. Peace, love, and truth.